If you've searched for kidney health content before, you've probably run into videos promising that a specific juice or tea will cleanse your kidneys. I want to be upfront about something before we go any further. That's not really how your kidneys work, and it's worth understanding why before we get into what actually does help. Your kidneys already filter your entire blood supply roughly 40 times a day, continuously, on their own, without needing a specific drink to trigger the process. There's no food or beverage that gives them a special deep clean beyond what they're already doing every single hour of every day. What food actually does for your kidneys is different, and honestly more interesting. Certain foods reduce the workload your kidneys have to manage, support the blood vessels that supply them, and provide specific nutrients tied to markers of kidney health in real research. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 foods with genuine evidence behind them, exactly why each one matters, and how to realistically build them into your regular eating pattern. Before we get into the list, I want to draw an important distinction because this affects how this video applies to you specifically. If you have normal kidney function, your kidneys handle a wide range of nutrient intake without difficulty, and the foods we're discussing today are simply good, supportive choices as part of a generally healthy diet. If you have chronic kidney disease, particularly in its later stages, or you're on dialysis, your doctor or a renal dietitian may have given you specific guidance about limiting certain minerals, particularly potassium and phosphorus, since damaged kidneys lose some ability to regulate these minerals effectively. This video is built around foods that are broadly supportive of kidney health and tend to be naturally lower in these minerals, which makes it relevant to both audiences. But if you have a diagnosed kidney condition, always defer to the specific guidance your care team has given you over any general recommendation, including this one. Let's get into the 7 foods. The first is berries, particularly blueberries and cranberries. Berries are rich in antioxidants called anthocyanins, the same compounds responsible for their deep color, and these compounds have anti-inflammatory properties relevant to kidney health, since chronic inflammation is understood to contribute to the gradual decline of kidney function over time. Berries are also naturally lower in potassium compared to many other fruits, like bananas or oranges, which matters specifically for anyone managing reduced kidney function, since the kidney's reduced ability to clear excess potassium from the blood can become a genuine health concern in more advanced kidney disease. Cranberries specifically have additional research behind them related to urinary tract health. Compounds in cranberries may help prevent certain bacteria from adhering to the walls of the urinary tract, which is relevant since untreated urinary tract infections can, in some cases, progress to more serious kidney infections if left unaddressed. The second is cauliflower. Cauliflower is an excellent source of vitamin C, folate, and fiber while being naturally low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, which makes it a genuinely versatile substitute for higher potassium vegetables like potatoes in many recipes. Beyond its favorable mineral profile, cauliflower contains compounds called indoles and glucosinolates, which support the body's natural detoxification enzymes in the liver, not a kidney-specific cleanse in the marketed sense we discussed earlier, but a genuine, well-documented supportive role in how your body processes and clears various compounds. The third is garlic. Garlic is naturally sodium-free and delivers a significant amount of flavor, which makes it a practical tool for reducing how much added salt a dish needs. And reducing sodium intake is one of the most consistently supported dietary strategies for protecting kidney health, since high sodium intake contributes directly to high blood pressure, which, as we covered in our kidney warning signs video, is one of the leading causes of kidney damage over time. Beyond its role as a salt substitute, garlic contains a compound called allicin, which has documented anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, and some research has associated regular garlic intake with modest improvements in blood pressure, adding a second, more direct layer of support on top of its usefulness as a flavorful sodium replacement. The fourth is red bell peppers. Red bell peppers are unusually rich in vitamin C and vitamin A relative to their low potassium content, especially compared to other commonly eaten vegetables like tomatoes or potatoes, which tend to be considerably higher in potassium. This makes red bell peppers a particularly useful vegetable for anyone specifically trying to manage potassium intake while still eating a colorful, nutrient-dense diet rather than a restrictive one. They also contain a specific antioxidant called lycopene, which has been studied for its potential role in protecting cells from oxidative damage throughout the body, including within the kidneys. The fifth is cabbage. Cabbage is another vegetable that combines a strong nutritional profile, fiber, vitamin K, vitamin C, and several B vitamins with a naturally low potassium content, making it a practical, affordable base for meals that support kidney health without requiring specialty ingredients. Cabbage is also rich in a category of compounds called phytochemicals, which have been studied for anti-inflammatory properties relevant to protecting blood vessels throughout the body, including the small, delicate blood vessels within the kidney's own filtering units. The sixth is egg whites. This one is worth explaining carefully because it addresses a common point of confusion in kidney nutrition. Protein is essential, but it also produces waste products that the kidneys have to filter out, which means the type and amount of protein someone eats matters more for kidney health than for most other aspects of diet. Egg whites provide high-quality, complete protein with very little phosphorus compared to many other protein sources, including egg yolks specifically, organ meats, and certain processed meats. This makes egg whites a genuinely useful protein option for anyone who needs to be mindful of phosphorus intake, whether due to diagnosed kidney disease or simply as a generally supportive choice, without having to sacrifice protein quality to do so. The seventh is olive oil. Unlike the foods we've covered so far, olive oil isn't relevant here because of a mineral profile. It contains no potassium, phosphorus, or sodium to speak of, but because of its anti-inflammatory fat content, specifically monounsaturated fats and polyphenols, similar to what we discussed in our earlier video on this exact ingredient. These compounds support healthy blood vessels throughout the body, and given how directly blood vessel health and kidney function are connected, particularly through blood pressure regulation, using olive oil as a primary cooking and dressing fat is a simple, well-supported way to support the cardiovascular side of kidney health specifically. Now let's talk about how these 7 foods fit together in an actual eating pattern, since a list of ingredients matters less than how you realistically use them. A simple approach. Build meals around a base of cauliflower or cabbage. Season generously with garlic instead of relying heavily on salt. Add red bell peppers for color, crunch, and vitamin C. Use olive oil as your primary cooking fat. Choose egg whites or an egg white forward preparation, like an omelette, using mostly whites with 1 whole egg for texture as a regular protein option, and keep a supply of blueberries or cranberries on hand for snacking or as a topping for yogurt or oatmeal. None of this requires specialty products or a dramatic departure from normal grocery shopping. It's largely a shift in emphasis toward ingredients you likely already have some familiarity with. Let's also talk about what to be mindful of, since a genuinely balanced video on this topic should cover this alongside the positive recommendations. Processed and packaged foods are often high in sodium and frequently contain phosphorus additives used as preservatives, which are particularly easily absorbed by the body compared to the naturally occurring phosphorus in whole foods like meat or dairy. This makes packaged food phosphorus a specific concern worth understanding if you're managing kidney health, since it can add up quickly without necessarily appearing as a large number on a nutrition label, unless you specifically know to look for it in the ingredient list, often listed as an ingredient containing the word phosphate. Excessive intake of animal protein generally, beyond what's actually needed, places additional filtering workload on the kidneys over time, which is part of why moderate, high-quality protein choices, like the egg whites we discussed, are generally favored over very high daily protein intake, particularly for anyone with any degree of reduced kidney function. And while adequate hydration genuinely supports kidney function, more water isn't automatically better beyond a normal, sufficient intake. This mirrors exactly what we covered in our kidney warning signs video, where we noted that certain kidney conditions actually require carefully managed rather than maximized fluid intake, which is exactly why fluid recommendations should come from your doctor if you have a diagnosed kidney condition, rather than a general rule. Let's clear up the myths directly, since correcting them is a meaningful part of this video's purpose. Myth 1. A specific juice or tea can cleanse or detox your kidneys. As we opened this video discussing, your kidneys are already continuously filtering your blood on their own. No beverage triggers a special additional cleansing process beyond what your kidneys already do every day, and this marketing claim is one of the most common forms of misinformation in this entire content space. Myth 2. If a food is healthy in general, it's automatically good for your kidneys specifically. As we've covered with several examples today, like the potassium differences between bananas and berries or potatoes and cauliflower, a food's general healthiness and its specific kidney-relevant mineral profile are two different things, which is exactly why kidney-specific food knowledge, beyond generic eat healthy advice, genuinely matters. Myth 3. More protein is always better for overall health, including kidney health. As we discussed, while adequate protein is essential, excessive intake places additional strain on kidney filtering function over time, making moderate, high-quality protein choices the more kidney-supportive approach rather than maximizing intake. And Myth 4. Kidney-friendly eating means a restrictive, flavorless diet. As this entire video has hopefully demonstrated, foods like garlic, red bell peppers, and berries are flavorful, colorful, and satisfying. Kidney-supportive eating is about smart substitution and emphasis, not deprivation. To bring this together, berries provide antioxidants and low-potassium fruit options. Cauliflower offers a versatile, low-mineral vegetable base. Garlic supports both flavor and blood pressure without adding sodium. Red bell peppers deliver exceptional vitamin C with minimal potassium. Cabbage rounds out a nutrient-dense, kidney-friendly vegetable rotation. Egg whites provide high-quality protein without a heavy phosphorus load. And olive oil supports the cardiovascular side of kidney health through its anti-inflammatory fat content. None of these foods work as a magic fix, and none of them replace the guidance of a doctor or renal dietitian if you have a diagnosed kidney condition. But together, they represent a genuinely well-supported, realistic way to eat in a way that actively supports kidney health, rather than chasing the kind of vague cleanse claims that dominate so much of this specific content space. If this video was useful, the most helpful thing you can do is share it with someone managing diabetes or high blood pressure, since they're exactly the audience where kidney-supportive eating matters most. Subscribe for more evidence-based health content, and I'll see you in the next one.